Hey, what's going on? Today I'm making some crab soup. Now, if you know me, you'll know that I like creamy soups, but you don't know me, but I like creamy soups. So, here's all my ingredients I decided to use. Got some special crab meat, some lump crab meat. I think this one's just shredded finer, and some chopped up tuna. Got my potatoes. I like potatoes. Carrots, celery, uh, green bell pepper, and some mushrooms, portobellos. And of course, we're going to need some flour and butter to make it nice and creamy, right? I like to use the old sifter to make sure it's not clumpy. Got my onions all chopped up in here. Going to use some olive oil to fry them up a little bit, and then we'll add some butter, milk, and some heavy cream and make it nice and creamy. And then we'll toss all this stuff in there. Little side note, really nice ceramic knife. Don't end up like me. Ah! Did a little chop job on my nail. I think I'll survive, but these things are serious. So you know what? I decided to just put all the chopped up stuff in there. We'll save this stuff for last. Yeah. So I think that's going to turn out really well. I think I underestimated how much stuff I was chopping up here. So we're probably going to have soup for the entire week. But it's all good because I like soup. Yo, we're just letting it all saute real good, right? Oh wow! I just want to go on record saying that I did not start drinking when this happened. Drinking a little bit now because it's easing the pain and making me forget about it a little bit because that was kind of traumatizing. But yeah, don't underestimate the ceramic knife, right? Time for the sifted flour. Got all the flour mixed up. Now it's time for some milk. You're going to want it on low heat when you start putting that flour in, and not turn it back up until you get all the milk in. Got all the milk in there. I'm going to add a little bit of this heavy cream, they call it. And it sure is heavy. Got it all mixed up. I'm going to dump in the gold. So here we go with the tuna. And the crab. And more crab, because that's what this is, crab soup, right? Gonna get lots of crab. Let it all break apart. Crank up the heat while we're doing that. We'll just baby it, keep on stirring it, breaking it up, babysit it while it's bubbling. Once it starts getting a little thicker, we can turn the heat down. Just let it simmer for as long as we want. And the longer the better, right? Dude, this is looking super yummy. Got lots of veggies, potatoes, celery, green peppers, onions, carrots, and lots of crab meat. I think it's great. I'm going to transfer it to a bigger pot and let it simmer. But I'm going to tell you what, I should probably make about half as much, because this is going to be soup for a week. I like me some pepper. It just started curdling over a little bit. I had to stir it, scrape the bottom, but just keep an eye on it. You don't want to leave the kitchen when this is happening. This is the most crucial part. It's not letting it burn to the bottom of the pot, right? So, yes, just stick around. Once you get it where the milk is all warmed up and kind of boiling, you'll be able to put it in a bigger pot and turn it down low, and then just leave it, and then just let time take over. But for now, we got to babysit it, make sure we're stirring it, right? And I'm talking just like stirring the bottom, making sure it's not sticking, watching for it to start bubbling, and it will at some point start bubbling and steaming. But you don't want to go somewhere and then forget what's going on in the kitchen. That would be bad. So I don't know how well you can see this, but there it is. A little bubbling, steaming action going on. Top's starting to curdle a little bit. I got my pot. This is a wok, actually. I don't know if it's that name brand, but it's that type pot. Got it pretty full, so it's hard to stir. So that's why I say I should probably make half as much. It'd be easier to deal with. But if you're feeding a lot of people, I guess this could be a good size. So yeah, just make sure you're stirring up the bottom when this is happening. It's not sticking to the bottom. I'm just about ready to transfer to another pot. I think I'm going to go ahead and wipe the top, get all this moisture off, because I'm trying to get it to be thicker, right? It's going to be plenty moist. All right. It's curdling pretty good. I think it's thickening up nicely. Let's go ahead and transfer it, right? Give it a nice little stir. We can turn this off for now. Give it a nice little stir. Get it all off the edges. It's firming up nicely. I like it. I like it. Nothing's sticking to the bottom. We stayed here the whole time, and it was we're successful babysitters, right? So, just another dangerous point, right? Very, very carefully pour it into our simmering pot. This is the pot we made it in. This is the pot we will have it in from now on. You could get one of these little fancy rubber spatulas. Get all the goodness so we don't waste any, right? This is not going to take a lot of heat, I can tell you. That's just common sense. But it's good enough to get what you want out of there. Get every last drop. And we'll put this aside. Put this back on the burner. And then this pot has not been heated up yet, so we'll crank it up. Get this nice and hot, start stirring it. Now I'm going to tell you, you're going to be tempted to put things in here, right? Salt, whatever your favorite ingredients are. But I would advise you to hold off, right? Very tempting. Once you put something in, you can't take it back out. So maybe just taste it every once in a while. Go a little bit at a time. I'm going to wait because I like it to stew for a while before I make any changes. But yeah, everyone's got their preference. You may want to keep it like a certain flavor and just let people add stuff to their bowl. That could always be a good idea. So just a side note, right? I love these old stainless pots, but they are not stick free like these newer ones, right? They don't have the Teflon coat. So you are going to need to babysit this if it's on anything other than low heat, and maybe a couple of these racks stacked underneath of it to keep it from burning, right? So look, it's already begging for someone to stir it, but just want to let you know, not a good idea to let this alone by itself. It's going to stick to the bottom of the pot. It's going to burn your soup. All your hard work is going to be down the drain. make sure you keep stirring it. When you're happy that it's stewed enough, you can turn it down and let it simmer. But you're still going to need to put this higher. I like to take some of the extra grates off, right, that you're not using, and stack them up on a like a 90-degree angle, right? Actually, let me take that back. Like a 45-degree angle, right? Stack them up so you can put it on low heat and you'll be good to go. I'm already going to go for low heat. I can always mix in salt or any ingredients I want later, but I'm going to go as low as it'll go without letting it blow out. Sometimes that's kind of hard. Right there, I think, is good. This is what I'm talking about. Put it on a 45-degree angle. You can put your pot on there. The flame is still there. It'll keep it simmering. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. That looks pretty unsafe. Yeah, well, if you're not careful, it could be, but as long as nobody's bumping into it, it's a good plan.